Hi folks, so welcome to the World Cup. We are in the last day of round 3 and this is the situation, so quite a lot of games still to be decided and we have a busy afternoon, a lot of games to be played and there's some played at the same time, so we are a bit late as you can see for the start of this 4 o'clock round for me. So we're going to jump into one. Choices. Well, this could be high quality. Let's jump into this one, although this one maybe... let's jump into this one. So, Lin, famous name, playing for China. Great Tyrell player. Reached the cut of the online worlds a couple of times with Tyrell Whitebook. Playing Banner Lion here. Against Bobby, who plays start slow, then in the late game I win everything type of deck. So this could be quite interesting. And I will of course join the voice channel in case anyone wants to commentate with me. Yes, so Bobby playing of course for Liechtenstein in this tournament. Might be where he's actually from, we don't know. And this is a tough group that has 4 teams that really everyone was kind of expecting to make the cut, but only 3 can make it. At most 3. And yeah, China, Czech Republic, Liechtenstein and USA. I think Liechtenstein has started the best, right? They have 2 wins in the first 2 rounds, if I'm not mistaken. Apologies for not really knowing any of the current scores in games. We'll try to get that. It's difficult to see on the jousting pavilion. Things are not reported, and it's difficult to see because players are playing multiple games, and then you can't quite see what is round 3 exactly. And the spreadsheet not fully updated either. But hopefully someone can let us know during the stream what the results are. It'd be interesting to know what the significance of this game is. Discards Iron Bank. That's quite a tempo hit for Lanny free companies usually. Not like they're without gold, so we'll see. Also, none of this is any huge power gain. 3 characters without renown. Have to check the Tyrell line deck a bit. Can't now, because I only have one screen here. What is the plan? Is the plan to play Knight of Flowers that stands a bit? Is the plan to play tourney? What is the restricted card? I would assume it's Boros. And Harris played, in my speculation, just to get rid of it. Does not want to worry about losing part of his own board here.
Hello.
Greetings.
What are we watching?
We're watching Bobby versus Lin. But you can tell us how Jing's game is going because I'm really curious.
Which one? Okay. Bara Qohor, right? Versus Knights Watch Uniting. That seems like a hard matchup for Knights Watch Uniting, but it's actually looking alright for Uniting.
Yeah.
It's now second plot. Supporting the Fate into March, then only Melisandre and Godric on the board. and Quadri got taken with Recruiter, and then Melisandre got Ramsed just now.
Okay, so say no more. I think that's over when that happens to Qohor. It's not one of those decks
Yeah,
that
but Bara has
grinds things out.
Marshall now, so but the thing is there's also like Tormund on the board and
Yeah.
Kervin here and the
No,
Plaza.
you can't get Ramsed like that. I think it's gone if that happens.
Doesn't look good now.
Yeah, I got when I played against Stark Hollow Hill previous round. I was on the verge of winning, and then my opponent played 2 Ramses, spent his entire Iron Bank, played 2 Ramses in the final round. I had 3 characters, so Stannis with an attachment survived and won the game alone. If I had 2 characters, I would lose from a really commanding position. Well, the worrying thing is that Bobby with his little useless bestow chuds and Harris is ahead in this game at the moment. So if he's ahead now,
Well,
how is it going to look in the late game?
Bara just marshaled, duped Stannis and Reducer and has 2 gold left, so it could either be another Chad or an attachment for Stannis.
Okay, so we don't have anything set up at the moment as far as I can tell, so if ever Mark wins a challenge, it will be blind. He's cancelable, and it's not a cost to remove him, so if a Guildhall cancels him, he just stays. But here comes Begging Brother with 1 gold. Is that going to be for Mark? Because Mark is cancelable with the Guildhall. Anyway, he's just going to try to win on defense. Fair enough. And do you now claim the guy that came in with flea bottom? Because Begging Brothers are quite nice, so Robert escapes to be a threat again. And Begging Brother is indeed claimed. Now anything else in shadows that can come in? Another Robert Strong to kill Harris. Yeah, here's where Begging Brother would have helped. Boom. Didn't know what worked. I doubt Bobby. There's something as obvious as this interaction that Bobby doesn't know about. Well, some nice little victories for Tyrell Lion here. Harris is a really strong character in this deck. And Bobby does not have the Iron Bang and does not have a giant hand. Has 1000 resets still, presumably. So close call misses on the draw. And the 2 charts are going, so now maybe the time to do damage. Of course, Willy Bottom will get gold to get 1 character in. And I mean, there's the duped Bowels there, so I played against this deck in the week before the tournament, just testing some stuff out, and It was really interesting to see basically a bestow deck that's not that high on shadows, but still bowels is there. And there are some stuff that is really repeatable in Lannister, like just doing tunnels every round, even every phase to trigger bowels, and huge lack of limits on those cards. Means you can abuse them a little bit, but at the moment doesn't look like he's in a position really to recover and draw himself out of trouble. It's keeping that seized on, so could really do with unbridled here. Ooh, boom. Okay. Another minor victory, I guess. I mean, unexpected guile is in rotation, so killing Robert Strong, really nice, but now there's 10 gold to work with and a bunch of damage can be done, I think. Yeah, and if you trigger stuff like Mark and gets cancelled, that's potentially draw for Lenny when the guild hall comes out again. High Tower Knight just marshaled. So the card in shadows, not sure if the players know what it is, we joined a little bit later, but I think it's a mystery card, right? Guile went back to hand and Robert Strong got killed in the meantime, so we don't know what the last card is. Could be Guile now, marshaled into shadows. Depends though. What's going to come in for 0? I mean, the Queen's Retinue could. It's a knight heavy deck though, so I don't know if that's in the deck. And the free card for Bobby forces some defenders here. Otherwise, I mean, you're claiming something that you don't want to claim. And if they both defend, it's a waste of a round. And they do defend. Oh, Mark works on defense. Participating, yeah. So, all in all, that was a really good round for Bobby. With an empty board against first snow, basically. Okay. And now another Dohaeris that does literally nothing. Leaving it late for this. If you always wait for the draw phase, there's a good chance that at one point you will forget. Although he does have other targets, I mean, for free companies. It's not like it would be a waste, but it is a draw card. An important draw card for Tyrell here. But there's another one. Okay, still haven't seen anything restricted, I think, so it has to be Boros, surely. He comes in with a lot of tempo, but with 7 gold, I mean, you have enough gold to pay for shadow cards, whatever they are. So Robert is dead. I'm assuming there's a Mandon, there's Shrewd Diplomat. Good chance there's a Queen's Retinue. I think that's such a great card. And there's the Iron Bank back, so Bobby prepared to play the long game here. Power is still not doing much. I did trigger last round though, so. How does it interact? How does Guildhall interact with Amon Koi? Discard gold to raise claim. Then you kill him. Okay, so killing is not a cost. So you can try to do that.
The Baron Nightwatch game is actually quite interesting. It's not so one-sided.
I had a strong suspicion that you are not watching our game, that you've stuck with the Qohor game.
Yeah, it's an interesting matchup.
Well. Bobby loses Mandon. Sure he didn't want that. Now is Lynn going to do the challenges and not bring... Okay, he is going to bring stuff out of shadows, never mind. So this guy would prefer to stay and grab some renown on him. But I don't know if this is the kind of matchup where that will be allowed. But one thing Bobby doesn't have currently is any great strength. He doesn't have magical tunnels to dominate the challenges phase. This is really interesting how this one will progress, because on one side we have Iron Bank and we have all kinds of draw with these informers and bowels, but on the other hand we have Arbor and Redline Straits for Tyrell plus Gates of the Moon, so Econ is set up forever, and we have potentially High Tower draw that was key to block that, but Old Town draw is here at least, so not likely to run out of resources quickly here either. And Garland, another renowned body. I think Bobby has Mad King's Command in the deck, if I remember correctly. Guildhall comes out on the other side as well to stand Knight of Flowers in dominance, so just stands him because it can, but it just comes out to spend the gold. But if there is Mad King's Command, knowing Bobby, there could also be Morgulis, of course.
Do you know Poland versus Israel? They're playing for the draw.
Oh, it was 4-2.
I'm asking.
It's 4-2 in favor of Poland, so if not sure if one game has been played in the meantime or not.
Okay, interesting. So this one looks interesting. So Bara doesn't have much. It's Bara Wars, but has empty board, one card in hand, but it does have chamber and throne, and it's somehow staying ahead, but now it's starting to give prize away, so I don't know.
Okay, 3-on-3 now. And now I think Bobby will give up on that seized, will he? Because high tower is for sure not going to be kept if it's seized. Okay, not for the moment. But from next round onwards, I think he can concentrate maybe on flea bottom instead. Assuming that's kept. I mean, you might also want to keep gold mine because that's a nice late game card to filter out your top decks. Okay, chance to get rid of the guild hall. And Harry Swift is back. He will not go away. Really nice to see a deck playing this guy. Not sure I've seen anyone else seriously playing Sir Harry Swift. 1 gold from your gold pool to a card without gold. Okay, so you're not going to magically increase Iron Bank because that always has gold, but he has basically flea bottom now online. And he has, if he gets more informers, he can get the informers. And Braun with just a 1 gold. So probably going to be spent unless Guildhall is there to cancel. And that's it. So presumably going to, okay, keep the card in shadows and 2 from hand, and he had potentially flea bottom, he doesn't now because Harris has been dealt with. But that could have brought in a Mord, for instance, or an Informer for more draw. No Begging Brother there at the moment. What does Lin do? I suspect nothing on the board. Except for bringing out cards that would have been lost otherwise. So he's going to probably keep the 3 shadow cards and forget about his hand. Dupe for Knight of Flowers would be really nice, but I don't think it's there. And I think he will keep Old Town. Otherwise might want to trigger it. I think Gates of the Moon will be going. So Commonwealth leading 4-3 against Italy. Yeah, can't watch them all. Fortunately, lots of stuff happening at the same time. I was looking forward to France versus Austria this week, but nothing on the calendar. Don't know when
They're
those
just
games
not
are.
playing the games.
No. Well, with that milk on Harris, Lin doing really well now, I think. But now here comes the tricky stuff. You definitely don't want to get any kind of weird pinches happening. And he's not going to, okay. Loses Garland. So kept 1 card in hand that just got discarded. That's all Bobby does. Ooh. No cancel for this one. Now Old Town can trigger as well. And Mandon gone. With 0 cards in hand, Mandon would have been a great card. Could he not have spent a little bit of the Iron Bank and had Mandon in Shadows? And the cancel for Braun available. So I think now we might see Regent's Guard claimed, because Braun saving even a Milked Harris on Morgul is still pretty decent deal. Question is what happens with Knight of Flowers. Does he stay on the board to basically force Bobby to play that Morgulis now? What is this? So we have 1 for 1 opposed, 1 for power, and 1 for renown. Oh, and a draw card comes out. And dominance, and potentially Old Town, so this could just be game here, if there's no counterplay, I think. Yeah, Bobby needed that flea bottom really. Bring Mord out, blank Knight of Flowers. Has way more time. But, yeah. Nice mark trigger as well, stealth on Queen of Thorns. I can't really follow if this was now set up or not. Only afterwards did Undercity come in, so I assume it was blind. Should be game, right? Unless he did not click correctly on Old Town. On the Undercity, I mean. Place treachery to cancel unexpected guile. I don't get that. Why? But that would have brought the 3 renown back to Shadows and prolonged the game, right? Did I see incorrectly?
I'm not sure how this now works. That's an interesting situation. So it's Mad King's command, and Jing has taken a lot of characters with recruiters and so on, and I don't know what happens if Amroth just keeps them. Then I guess he can keep
Well,
on his
let's
side.
join that. I was gonna see if there was going to be some discussion. I don't know why treachery was played there on the stuff that would have removed power, but okay. So yeah, Stannis and nothing else he chose.
Yeah, so I guess it doesn't matter. But
If you keep
if
your
he did choose them,
characters,
he
yes,
would force the other guy, I mean Jing, to keep his recruiters and Yoren and so
yeah,
on.
but then he keeps everything, right? He keeps the recruiter and the character he's
Yeah,
stolen.
okay,
So
that's
you can't win if you're first player with that strategy. Screwed either way.
Mhm. Yeah, I guess
Stannis
it
alone.
would have been potentially better to go second, but I guess then if you got Ramsey, then you're screwed anyway. So you have to guess a little bit, and possibly he had both options. So yeah.
So I think this is also now pretty hopeless, honestly, because Stannis can't win a challenge.
Yeah, I mean it looked decent, but now it's kind of horrible again.
He could at least win a challenge, stand, get the whatever trigger on the power to draw another card or something.
I mean, he has to spend both to defend and then throw away a card to.
But not the worst thing, is it?
I guess not.
Does the Outkeeper work on defense?
He's
Yeah.
not winning by 5, is he?
No, but he can win next time if he has a stand. I assume he's kept some cards that are high enough cost. Yeah.
Not quite. But not too bad either.
Yeah, I mean, with Matkins command, you really need to go 3 on 3, not 1 on 3.
I mean, he had a bunch of stuff, you know, he marshaled, but I mean, a bunch of stuff. 3 of them got taken. So unlucky.
I keep thinking about the previous game. So, Unexpected Guile was before Queen of Thorns brought in Undercity, was it? So he
What
was
happened? Who won?
still thinking that Old Town would be blind and then he could play Morgulis. Lin won.
Oh,
There was
okay,
an
okay.
interesting situation because he got to 15 power with Old Town triggering standing after Undercity set something up, and Bobby cancelled Unexpected Guile on Knight of Flowers, who had Renown on him. So if he didn't cancel that, it would not be 15. I mean, he was not doing well either way, but it's just, I don't know if he thought he had a Morgulis window, keep him on 14, and then Knight of Flowers dies, I guess.
Honestly, I feel like a lot of decks now choose Septon for restricted cards, the shadowy decks in Tyrell, but I feel like Old Town is so much more annoying to me. Because it just,
So
if
Old
it's early
Town
on.
is just restricted, right?
Yeah, and also podded with Septon.
So you can't play Boros in that deck then.
You can. Boros is not
Oh,
restricted.
Boros is not restricted, okay.
Does Jing not play Morgulis? I thought he would play Morgulis now.
I mean, he's on 13 and he's about to win, unless magic happens.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but he would save both of his guys. But I guess to claim, but I don't know.
Discards Great Hall. So
Guess doesn't have
even if you
anything.
top decked Robert, can't
No,
play
he
him
can
now.
still play Robert.
No, can he? Oh, collect 6, yeah. Just about. There's 2 renown on defense on the first challenge that happens, so if he can't win a challenge, it's just gone.
Yeah, I think it's gone. Anyway, I don't know. Okay. Anti-accident. I guess he has 2 in the deck. Because
Okay,
I feel like
Milk,
one
that
was
stops
already
1
in.
renown, so now there's at least hope.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, it's to claim, so can't defend with Victoria now because he will not stand again.
Well, you can, because if both of them go into the challenge, you defend Victorian and then do unopposed power.
I mean, Stannis will stand.
But you defend with both of them. And then do unopposed power.
With Tormund as well. Yeah, and then Corwin wins. Well, do we have any magic in hand? I don't think we have any magic in the deck, so can't be in hand.
I guess if you do military first. Still, I mean, yeah. If you do military just with Stannis. But the problem is no Littlefinger can defend power, and then still you get unopposed power back. So,
I mean,
and
Nightwatch
and
can leave everything unopposed and it's not gonna make any difference, is it?
I mean, honestly, having like to claim power, to claim military doesn't feel like it would be fun.
Okay, it's just going to do this. He knows there's nothing in hand, so
I mean, also he cannot pass and collect dominance.
yeah, that's what the top players do, I think. No.
No, top players do a power
No,
challenge.
top players
Exactly.
pass and win dominance.
No, in a power challenge.
Yeah, he wants to discard. He can't discard, he's gonna win. Can't discard all power for Robert's Rebellion, that's a shame. Yeah. Told you it was over. Not sure why you watched it for another half an hour.
I mean, it didn't look completely hopeless. I mean, this is rough all along, but you know. It's funny, there was a similar situation then in Alex's game where the recruiter wasn't selected correctly. But yeah. Still won on both sides for Night's Watch. What happened with the game against, Poland against Israel?
Well, let's have a look what's still being played. Nothing. We have Commonwealth. This one has just finished. Oh, Francesco's Bara Summer deck. With the duped Andrew in play. That makes me so sad. And duped Andrew on the other side as well. What's wrong with these people? I just okay. This one has Robert and Gendry. Okay, this one can play duped Andrew. It's not a problem here. But in the other one, why? You know, that could have been something controlly that stopped the other guy just getting 1000 power. Although, I mean, if you're going to play against a deck that's dominance rush and both will have chamber, but only one has throne, well, one has throne, the other has chamber, then so only going to be one winner. Erik is nice though, so if you play the dominance battle, grabbing Erik for Delena is always nice. Yeah, but it's rough.
I want to know what happened against with Templar against the Israeli Shadows deck.
Well, but you can't.
Okay, so Lannister won, Israel won. So that's now 3-4 for Poland, I think, and now it's deciding game between Templar